What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video, I am trying Sneasel in the Halloween Cup for Pokemon Go Battle League. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this team in these battles. Just want to let you guys know up front, it is very, very difficult to use as a Pokemon. So Toxicroak and Drapion kind of carry the team in these battles. But either way, it was fun to use, and it's got some surprising charge moves that hurt a lot. So let's get right into it. Okay, getting into the first battle here. We have Sneasel on the lead versus Obstagoon. This is a worst case scenario. We're going to go right away into Drapion, and they bring in a Toxicroak. So there are already two fighters on the team. I know Obstagoon's not a fighter, but it has two counter users on the team that can just destroy Sneasel. Now, we do get the defense drop there with the crunch, which is really clutch for us. I'm going to go ahead and throw up one more shield here, as I want to get a shield for my opponent right here. So if I throw this crunch and they no-shield it, I can easily win switch. Otherwise, we are going to be losing this mid-game. So we do get the shield right there. Now, they're probably going to fully counter us down, but I wasn't able to get to the crunch in time. So they're going to go ahead and throw the Mud Bomb. Now, reading an Obstagoon Toxicroak, I am banking on there being another poison in the back, whether that's Drapion, Nidoqueen, Skuntank, Quillfish. So what I have to do is actually bring in Sneasel here and sacrifice it. I know game one, Sneasel is going to do absolutely nothing other than soak damage because Toxicroak has to put the whole team on its back. So we farm down, and now they are in a tough situation. Let's see what they decide to do. They are going to come in with Obstagoon, so there must be something else in the back weak to Toxicroak. So we're going to go ahead and let this charge move go through. Cross Chop, Night Slash, I am not worried about. We resist it, and we will counter down. Now, we will see them swap out right there, and we do see a Nidoqueen come in. So sure enough, it was another poison in the back. I am kind of surprised they didn't bring in Nidoqueen to start off with to apply those debuffs to me, but either way, that is fine with me. I am loaded on energy, and I'm going to be throwing these Mud Bombs right here, forcing the final shield from the Nidoqueen, and this is going to get extremely close. Remember, Obstagoon has energy. I think it has 4 counters. So as long as I shield this Poison Fang, and if I can get to this Mud Bomb, we are looking pretty good. So very low on HP. This Mud Bomb here is going to be taking out the Nidoqueen, and it's just going to be a matter of if Obstagoon does have a charge move or not. And it does not, so we win there with counter. So that is going to be a good battle, very well played. Sneasel did nothing in that game, but there was no targets for it. Now in this game, here in game 2, we have a Sableye on the lead. Now, Ice Shard is starting to chunk, and remember, we're part dark typing up there, so we're going to be resisting Foul Plays and Shadow Claws, which is very nice. We're going to go ahead and throw this Ice Punch. We do get a shield as well, and look at this Ice Shard just slowly shredding it down. Now, this is probably an XL Sableye as well, so we're going to go ahead and shield the Foul Play and look to get to one more Ice Punch if we can, forcing that final shield from our opponent. If they no-shield it, we may look to swap, and they did no-shield, so we're going to go ahead and swap and force the charge move here now from Sableye, as it's going to be a Foul Play. I did not want them to build up enough for return, and we can soak that on Drapion and farm down, be ahead on energy, saving Weavile. They bring in a Mandibuzz, which is very good for us, as we can keep this thing away from our Toxicroak in the back, and we kept our Sneasel alive as well to handle this later on. Now, I am running Sludge Bomb and Crunch on my Drapion. You can run Aqua Tail if you want to. I would say Crunch is probably mandatory, and switch between Aqua Tail and Sludge Bomb, but I have Sludge Bomb here to just do as much neutral damage as I can against a lot of Pokemon like Mandibuzz, for example. Now, they are going to be able to farm us down. We will have to come in with the Sneasel here and do as much damage with Ice Shard as we can. We're also going to no-shield this right here. I'm hoping I can survive. We are very glassy, and we can survive barely. We do see them swap into Nidoqueen, so we're going to go ahead and come in with the Toxicroak, and this is where things get very, very dicey. I'm going to no-shield this. The only way I really win is by calling the bait, and it is going to be a Poison Fang, so that is looking very good for us. We're going to go ahead and shield this next charge move, though. I cannot get destroyed by Poison Fang, so I'm going to have to shield, and hopefully I can get off 2 Mud Bombs here. That is going to be the goal, and we do have 2 locked and loaded. I don't think they're at another Poison Fang just yet, maybe 2 fast moves away. So we will be able to get off the double Mud Bomb and take out the Nidoqueen. Now, this is going to be the trouble right here, is will Mandibuzz be able to get enough energy to throw a charge move here? It's going to be close. Ice Shard coming through, and they didn't have enough, so we were able to take it right there. Sneasel doing some decent work in that game, so good battle, very well played. All right, moving to the next one, we have a Drapion on the lead this time. We're going to go ahead and stay in here and look to do as much damage with Ice Punch as we can. I'm also hoping to call the bait on a Crunch. I really don't want to give up shields. I know Toxicroak and Drapion with shield advantage in the back can do incredibly well for me. So we're going to go ahead and no-shield this, hoping that it's a Crunch. If it's Aqua Tail or Sludge Bomb, which it was a Sludge Bomb, that is an unfortunate amount of damage. But I should be able to get to one more Ice Punch right here and look to force a shield, which is going to be huge for us. Again, Sneasel may not be the best Pokemon in this meta, but I can force some shields early, which is going to give Drapion and Toxicroak a much better time in the end game. So Toxicroak's going to go ahead and come in, counter down. We're going to be resisting Sludge Bomb and Crunch as well, so there's no reason to shield right there, and we are ahead on energy, shield advantage. Now we do see a Frostlass come in, so I'm going to go ahead and go for the Mud Bomb, and then look to swap right away into Drapion. I wanted to do some free chip damage right here versus the Frostlass, just in case it comes in clutch later on, and they swap in an Azumarill. So Drapion core breaking that back line right there of Frostlass and Azumarill, and again, this is probably why I decided to run Sludge Bomb, is I didn't have the best answers for Azumarill if I was running Aqua Tail and Crunch, as Sneasel there on the lead really can't do anything, and Toxicroak has to land a Sludge Bomb. So we're going to no-shield the Ice Beam right here. It is risky, but I am hoping to save shields if I need it for Toxicroak versus Frostlass, as Drapion right here should be able to finish off the Azumarill and get a Crunch off versus the Frostlass. Now, they get to an Ice Beam. That is very unfortunate for me, so I'm going to go ahead and shield right here, stop the Ice Beam, and be loaded on energy. Frostlass as well shouldn't be able to farm me down with Powder Snow before I get to a Crunch. It's going to be a close race here, but in order for them to win, they need to load up on energy, and we do get the defense drop as well, but I am able to get to the Crunch in time, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. So Sneasel, even though we lost lead there, we were able to get ourselves shield advantage, which allowed Drapion to sweep. Very good game. All right, moving into the next one. We have Sneasel on the lead versus Alolan Grimer. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting matchup. I imagine we're probably going to lose it in terms of the damage because this thing's pretty bulky over there and mine is an absolute glass cannon. So we're just going to go ahead and throw the Ice Punch. Does a decent amount of damage. I'm like, okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and shield. I think I might be able to fully farm down now. It's going to be a very close race, but we will block that Crunch, and I'm going to commit to the farm down, and they survive with 1 HP and a Dream. So this is a very tough situation to be in. I will give up the shields because I want to at least force a shield from the next Pokemon coming in, and it's going to be, I believe that was Fortress right there. So we're going to go ahead and throw the Foul Play. We also need to swap out right away. I want to save since I'm out of shields. This is something important. If you have to give up shields like that, you need to save that low HP Pokemon, in this case Sneasel, for a sacrificial swap in the end game. It's going to come in clutch. So Drapion now is going to be forcing shields for our opponent. We get a defense drop as well, and as long as this thing doesn't have Earthquake, which is throwing Mirror Shots, we are looking pretty good. I'm wondering if it has Rock Tomb and Mirror Shot. That might be the case here. I don't actually know, but it has a wide range of moves that it could be using. But Crunches here are at least going to be forcing shields and doing quite a bit of damage. So there's both shields gone already. So Toxicroak already looking pretty strong to close this game out. Now they are going to go ahead and throw another Mirror Shot right here, which I will let go as I'm going to, well, I have no shields, but we're just going to go ahead and go for the Crunch, do as much damage as we can. And now it's going to be up to Toxicroak versus Fortress and their last Pokemon, and we do have a sacrificial swap with Sneasel there. So we're going to go ahead and counter down, and the final Pokemon is going to be a Crustle. So that's going to be a good game, very well played, as Mud Bomb right here is going to do neutral damage, and we should be able to counter down and win this one, as they cannot hit us for even neutral damage, as they're likely rocking with Rock Slide and X Scissor, which we can survive right here. It's still going to hurt, but we can survive and fully counter it down. So we had the Sneasel there just in case we needed it in order to sack swap if maybe we were facing off against a Frostlass or something, but good game, very well played. Okay, moving to the next one, we got Drifblim on the lead. So a very positive lead right here, and the opponent doesn't realize that I'm going to shred this thing apart. Now, they decide to swap into Frostlass, and this is why we have foul play. This is coming from a Sneasel to a Frostlass. The foul play, boom, nearly one-shots, and we will just farm down and no shield as well because Avalanche and Shadow Ball are resisted because of our typing. So we fully destroy the Frostlass, maintain switch advantage. We still have Drapion for the Drifblim, and they bring in a Nidoqueen, which means this Ice Punch here is going to be doing a ton of damage as well. They decide to shield it, so I'm going to go ahead and let the Sneasel go down to maintain positive advantages here. I want to have the Toxicroak on the Nidoqueen and the Drapion on the Drifblim right here. I didn't really need to save the Sneasel at all. So we're going to go ahead and shield the Earth Power. Thankfully, it was an Earth Power, and we will overload on energy, anticipating them swapping, which they did. So we're able to get into Drapion right away. Now, Icy Winds here are going to start adding up, and unfortunately, it's going to be continuously debuffing my attack, but hopefully Crunches will be enough to take out the Drifblim. They're going to probably shield this first one, as it will be doing the most super effective damage, as they do, and hopefully I can get to this next one before the next Icy Wind, but I cannot. This Drifblim is pretty far ahead on energy versus my own, or this, yeah, the Drifblim's far ahead on energy compared to my Drapion. But thankfully, this just does so much super effective damage that we are still in the driver's wheel for this game. I still have a shield and the Nidoqueen as well through their Earth Power, which means they don't have enough energy for a second one. So we will go ahead and shield this Icy Wind. I will throw the Crunch after I overload a bit on energy. I was waiting for them to try to sack swap, making sure I don't waste the energy. But we're going to go ahead and throw the Crunch, and now I'm going to swap right away into Toxicroak and throw that Mud Bomb instantly to take out the Nidoqueen. So that'll be a good battle, very well played to my opponent. But Sneasel right there actually doing very, very well in those kind of neutral positive matchups right there. Obviously just terrible against Obstagoon and stuff, but now we have a Shadow Skuntank on the lead, so this is going to be interesting. We're going to go ahead and go for an Ice Punch and see if we can force a shield from our opponent. If we can right here, because we did get to the charge move first. If we force that shield, I'm going to go ahead and no-shield this charge move that they will likely be throwing. It's probably going to be a Crunch right here. I don't imagine they'd waste the energy for Flamethrower, as Crunch should be enough, and it is. But I can come in with Toxicroak now and load up on energy. I will likely have to give up a shield because I do not want to get hit with a Flamethrower. That is the last thing this Toxicroak needs. So we're going to go ahead and shield and fully farm down. We'll have to see what they have in the back. Hopefully there is no Flyer. And hopefully these charge moves that we have loaded will at least do neutral damage, and it's going to be a Sableye, so neutral damage indeed. We're going to go ahead and throw double Mud Bombs and look to swap out into Drapion to try to force, or to try to catch the energy if we can, but I really don't want Sableye to get too far ahead in terms of its Shadow Claw energy gain, so we're going to go ahead and swap into the Drapion because I can win the race to Crunch before they get to return, and we do see the Nidoqueen now come in. So this is going to be another one of those tough situations where do I shield the potential Earth Power or Poison Fang. This is always a very tough place to be in, but thankfully I get to a second Crunch here before they get to the Earth Power. So this is going to be forcing the shield from our opponent. And now it's a wager of, is it Earth Power, is it not? I'm going to guess Earth Power, so I will shield, and sure enough, it was an Earth Power. That is huge for us right now. We should be able to get to the next Crunch in time to take out the Nidoqueen, and then this next race between Sableye and Drapion is going to be a close one, but it's going to force them to throw Return, as Foul Play may not be enough to take us out because of our typing. So let's see what it is. It is going to be the Return. Beautiful. Drapion goes down, but we still have our Toxicroak to be able to counter down. And that is going to be a good game. Very well played to my opponent. And that was the final battle right there. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Sneasel, again, I'm going to be honest, it is very tough to use, especially in some of those losing situations like Obstagoon and Toxicroak. But if there's neutral matchups, if you throw it on the lead, get yourself that shield advantage, and then let Toxicroak and Drapion sweep, as they can do so well versus the meta. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.